MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by whatever's happening below frame.
MaJaMa. MaJaMa. MaJaMa.
You're breathing.
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. And guys, welcome back to the middle of October. Unless you are a member of the RFA, the Rooster Federation of America, then welcome to Cocktober. It is breeding season madness. 20 cocks go in the cage, 50 pregnant fetuses come out. So guys, thank you for being here on the couch with us. Please click like, subscribe, and comment. Even before you watch this, just go ahead and do that preemptively to help us out. Why aren't you doing it? You don't think I see the likes on every video when I look at these after? So, you guys may wonder, what are we doing for October? And we have a real gem today. Actually, not a gem at all, but it's a gem of information.
Whatever.
It's actually the antithesis of a gem.
You don't know that.
The gem,
You don't know the information to make that claim.
I'm interested to discuss it, so I'm using my own selfish needs and projecting them onto the audience. So guys, I'm pretty sure that anyone watching this knows the name Wes Craven. He has given us, who was just Mateo. Mateo just voted
He
the
just used to be
scariest, the scariest character of all time. Did you see it? They voted it.
Me?
You know who it was? You in the morning without makeup.
Okay.
No, it was Mr. Freddy Krueger. Was just voted the scariest horror movie character of all time.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, Mateo's
How about
favorite. So, Wes Craven is an icon, an absolute icon of horror. My God, how iconic he is, Matthew. You know?
Why did this
Matthew,
come to me?
iconic is the word.
I was just minding my own business, man. But
me, old friend Jason here on the couch, had no idea that he made a movie in 1986 called Deadly Friend. I had no idea this existed before today.
it's a really stupid name.
It's
Yeah.
a terrible name.
Well,
It's a terrible name. It's kind of like,
We'll call it Deadly Friend for now. We'll figure out something.
yeah, exactly.
Put it down on the title
original
page.
is based on a book called Friend.
Yeah, I saw that on the trailer.
And then, since it degenerated into something, originally they wanted to go to artificial intelligence, and then AI, and then eventually they compromised on Deadly Friends. So much so that they reissued the book as Deadly Friend. So to make people who didn't see the movie also didn't read the novel.
What do you mean?
They should have called this movie, wow, there certainly was a ton of opportunities to bang this chick. Faith in Humanity Restored. A little bit wordy, but I feel like, man, had someone else more salacious had control of this, let's say a Beelzebub, that dude that did the Dick Shark, man, it would have just been 90 minutes of Christy Swanson getting plowed into while unconscious.
Beelzebub. We can't talk like this, man.
What?
We can't talk like this.
Beelzebub is an underground sleazeball filmmaker that made the movie Dick Shark. There. Wow. That was so hard to do. Now listen, Matteo
What? I'm
Molinari...
talking about the lewd, crass language. This is why we're buried.
Mateo told me that Wes Craven was told, hey man, you're
That's
just
some
going to
shit
be the
in glass,
independent
by the way.
guy.
I don't know what it
You're
is.
just going to be the
It's
horror
not-
guy.
it's
What
kinda
you need to
really-
do is a studio movie. So Wes said, all right, let's do this adorable movie about a robot.
Wow. That is incredible.
That is a friend with this kid. And then someone said, oh, hold on. This is day 90 of production. I just realized who you are, you old son of a bitch. You're Wes Craven. We're going to need to stick some blood in there, and this chick's going to need to be punching people coming straight out of windows. What is this movie about? And then we're going to get into Matteo Molinari's information.
Matthew and me, we can leave. He does everything.
Honestly, that's probably the best.
Paul, a genius in robotics, has two friends. Tom, a paperboy, and BB, a robot he built. You know, normal stuff. He also has a crush on his next-door neighbor, Samantha. When tragedy strikes and Paul remains only with Tom, he decides to play Frankenstein and resurrect Samantha thanks to a chip he repurposes from BB's brain. What could possibly go wrong? So, Mateo, my first question about this, was this entirely not horrific in any way, and then literally they said you're Wes Craven?
It was supposed to be the parallel of this movie that everybody does is with Starman by John Carpenter.
As the Secretary General of the United Nations, an organization of 147 member states, who represent almost all of the human inhabitants of the planet Earth, I send greetings.
which is a sci-fi slash romantic movie that actually gave Jeff Bridges his first Oscar nomination. It's a very fine movie, and it's a movie that Carpenter did also to say, I can do other stuff, you know, and not
No, you
just
can't. Back in the box.
Yeah, exactly.
You never needed to.
No, but that actually won him praises and also a decent success with the audience. So Wes Craven, this one was the Wes
Starman
Craven.
is good?
Yeah,
Oh.
very good.
Yeah.
And this was Wes Craven's Starman, and it was supposed to be a macabre love story about this kid who resurrects his lover.
Oh, so the resurrection was always there,
Yes,
even in Friend the novel.
I believe so. Yes, I haven't read it, so I can't.
Kind of a teenage Frankenstein.
It was, yeah, it was something like
Alright.
that. Unfortunately, they decided to. They say, wait a second, you are Wes Craven, so put blood, put dreams, put stuff, so we can have. In fact, the trailer that we watched.
The director who unleashed Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven, now brings you his most frightening creation.
Heavily
Yeah.
relates on Nightmare.
Spilled milk.
And yes, spilled milk, which is a clear horror trope.
One of the classics.
From kind of a sweet little teenage Frankenstein romance to this.
Yes, and
Literally because he's the nightmare guy?
yes.
What aren't you getting?
And
We're
also,
talking in circles here.
also because the audience, the test audience, the dreaded test audience, they were all Wes Craven's fans. So coming from The Hills Have Eyes, Last House on the Left, Nightmare on the Street, they were expecting blood and guts and everything, and they found out that it was just like this love story-ish, dark but not particularly gory.
So the original basis was there for him to
Yes.
reanimate her.
Yeah, and so
Should have called her Reanimator.
apparently,
That's great.
apparently
Or
the
resurrection. Resur.
and the algorithm again is gonna bury us down even further. The first sequence that he added was when she kills the dad with the flower pot and the chest, and the blood is spilling all over the bed.
Very unnecessary.
Yes, but that was, of course, the graph of the audience. The test audience was, yeah, that blood. So they started to say add. So much so that eventually legend has it that they had to present the movie 13 times to the MPAA to get an R and not an X, because that was so
Really?
for the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Remember also.
I very much like the thin vase neck stab, and then the blood continually squirts out. However,
Heart?
There was a moment there when I did not think it was a dream sequence, and I was truly like, what the hell
What,
are we
are you an idiot?
watching? Yes.
Squirting out like a fire hose. All over her. She's rolling in bed around it.
Mateo, if I'm correct, that
not.
Wes actually invented time travel for this movie, went to 1994 in the middle of Jim Carrey filming Ace Ventura, pulled him back to this and said, this person is playing a father in my movie. Could you show him clips from the future of Ace Ventura and tell him, play that, but up more?
I was studying, Daddy. I had homework.
You lying little bitch! Holy Testicle Tuesday!
When his mouth, I'm like, is this a prosthetic? When like his teeth are like bugging out of his brain, his mouth is like giant, like wide open. Like, wait, is this actually his head?
Dude, this is literally a young Jim Carrey auditioning for an ABC After School special about an abusive dad. It's just like, Samantha, honey, I think you better go upstairs if you don't want me to touch the fumbling cell.
But more.
More.
You can't hurt me, cause Daddy don't wanna be hurt. Just stop me!
The dad is crazy.
I'm not joking. You want to know what real trouble is? I mean it.
We now return to
MaJaMa.
Careful, they'll hurt you. Ooh, this garbage can.
So, a little bit of a question. Other than providing the money, but then it's like a loan shark being like, oh, you have the money for your son's cancer treatment, but if you don't pay me back in 2 weeks, I'm going to break every bone in your body. What is the purpose of a studio? When have they ever been positive? When have they ever not been a bunch of thick-headed idiots who are never artistic, only there to supply the money, but they're still like, I gave you the money, so I got to put my 2 cents in, continually ruining every product, continually making things harder, stomping out creativity, unless you get to the point where you are beyond a name, and then they say, hey, Tarantino, why don't you just put 6 hours of Margot Robbie's disgusting 8 feet up on the screen? Just Margot Robbie's feet just pressed on a glass screen while Quentin's just sitting there.
Painful, but we'll get through it.
Viciously
You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can.
When have they ever been good, man? It's never a good story. Was Wes famously utterly frustrated by this? Or
Yes.
he was, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. He said that they were on the...
I was also my first big studio film, and there was about 20 producers on it, and they all had different opinions. So it was like, I'm amazed that anything came out of that film that is watchable whatsoever.
How did you get this many people to give a shit about Deadly Friend?
I have no... It was Friend at the time. So it's a whole different thing. Plus, he was going through a messy divorce.
I'll tell you what happened in the year of making Deadly Friend. I discovered, to put it discreetly, that my marriage was no longer anything but a sham. I was supposed to be directing next Beetlejuice, and about 2 months into preparation for that, I was yanked from it. I was supposed to direct Superman 4. I had an interview with Christopher Reeves, and he said, Wes Craven will never direct my film. I was being sued for about $30 million by somebody who thought that I had copied a script that was so different from Nightmare on Elm Street that you can't believe, but I was being sued, and I was not, at that time, covered by the errors in emission policy, and New Line was letting me float and dangle in the wind. All of that was going on at the time when I was directing that film.
But all that piling up, and also, this is the first studio movie that Wes Craven did, so he was used to the more independent-ish kind of stuff. So there is you have more leverage and more freedom. Here was always so eventually, yes.
Genuine question.
Sure.
No comedic shtick.
Sure.
Is it ever good? I mean, a lot of times you can't make blockbusters without studio money, understood.
A lot of times.
Where is the joke? I'm asking, like...
When can you ever, man?
It feels like it is...
Moonfall is I think is the priciest independent movie ever made.
Why?
We should get started.
Get started with what?
I don't know, but Roland Emmerich was able to raise $140 million.
Because the eco message?
Given it to Flint, Michigan.
And they made $10 million or something.
that was gonna. I mean, who gives a shit? Why would you put in 2020? Why would you put money into that idea? Like it matters.
Hey, it's.
Were there any notes from the investors meeting?
The campaign was screw the moon. That was just the billboards.
Apparently, he's very good at selling things. Also, I think that also Valerian, the city of
Denhan,
Flying Balls, whatever it is, Luc Besson, it was also independently produced, and it was $125 million, I think.
I gotta fire my agent. He just threw a script at me called Valerian, the city of flying balls. It's not about spheres, sweetheart.
It's not a crime.
Valerian.
Oh,
with that girl.
Yes,
the eyebrows.
And the guy.
Clara
yes.
Vidigovini.
Clara Vigne and whatever.
Clarinet de Vigelnuts. Listen, I've told you 1,000 times, if you want to sign my client, you have to say her name. Her name is not Clarinet de Vigelnuts. I don't even know where you got that from.
Are you kidding?
Anyways.
So, It's
Now,
He's-
studios sometimes they give you a good support and a good. It was definitely better apparently during the studio system where they were actually not hiring an actor per movies, but you were under contract with the studio, and you would get a paycheck whether you were making a movie or not, and then the studio was making. There was still when somehow, let's say, art was above money.
What was that?
Now it's just like money, and that is the same reason why there are more reality shows on television than actual TV shows, because they're cheaper than any other TV show, and the audience gets they don't need to have the affection to the protagonist or something. They just like, oh, there are people trying to sing. Let's watch it.
And even though I'm an action star, sometimes I'ma act bizarre.
And this is good, this is bad, and that's it. So now it is just like churning, or why a lot of comedies right now are just like talking heads with very few visual jokes, because it takes time, it costs money, and everything, so they just like go with the easier route.
What the hell is this all about?
It looks like Warner Brothers let Kreger do his thing with weapons that felt untouched. I guess it happens once in a while.
Occasionally, I mean, if you find a producer who understands and also gives you the freedom of doing what you're doing best, then yes. But if you find back then, Wes Craven, yes, he just made a Nightmare, but it hadn't become the juggernaut.
Only the first one was out at that point.
Yes, it just like, and also he. Another thing to add to his disappointment, that he just
slammed
got
his finger in a drawer.
Yes, no, he just yanked out. He was supposed to direct the Beetlejuice.
Oh.
And
that wouldn't have been good though. I know what you're saying, that you can't separate it from that, but I
Who
feel
said anything? I took some air.
Well, so you guys are probably thinking, well, what about the actual movie?
Who, us or them?
Those people.
Oh.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah, sure.
Around the hour mark, I realized we weren't escalating at all, and while there are some objectively cool kills, a couple of which could also be cackle-worthy. But are also
She's just
cool.
walking around like a crab woman, like spazzing out.
Yeah,
half
we
the
didn't need the
time.
Frankenhooker thing with the...
Yeah, like I get that you take a chip that was used to be part of your robot and implant it in her brain to bring your dead girlfriend back to life. But
Of
that doesn't
course.
mean she,
Like everybody does.
It doesn't mean she needs to move like your robot. Your robot is restricted to those movements based on how his body is constructed. She has, well, I mean, she might have rigor mortis or her body's tensing up, but...
You know, perhaps it is the origins of what this was going to be, because I feel like, a la Frankenhooker, which I feel like soars because of the sleazy nature. Really great movie. You've seen it? Have you seen it? It's awesome. I almost feel like a sleazier version of this would have made the more entertaining movie.
Yeah.
And I don't say this to be funny. Give me a sleazy, you're there to have sex with it.
Right.
Like I almost feel like take the sleazy, and this is better, more almost like a street trash type vibe. Like really have the grime, because what we are left with here is
flat,
kind of
but
routine.
flat.
Yeah, routine,
And
flat.
that's the thing, because the original story was much more a romantic, dark story of this woman, I suppose, that
As
she
Victor
dies.
Frankenstein, if you will.
Yes, and
No,
in
I'm sorry,
fact,
Lisa Frankenstein. Forgive
Lisa
me.
Frankenstein. Sorry, yes. Like the sequence in the trailer that you see, that Anne Ramsey is crashing through the door. That was supposed to be the first death. That means their death in the original stuff, so it was not gory. They wanted gore, so they put the.
So the movie has some bloody kills that are cool, but
The basketball scene is something I've seen on
you have seen online circulating.
TikTok, just
Yes.
and Instagram for a long time. Doesn't really make much sense, but it's
No,
great.
yeah, because the whole thing doesn't make sense that at the end she is turned into a robot. But it was apparently was the idea of one of the executive of Warner Brothers, and nobody had the courage of telling him.
How about a giant spider?
The basketball?
No, the fact that at the end Samantha is a robot when he pulls the morgue. But she's,
well, you know what they needed? They needed Steven Spielberg to write a letter being like, "Thank you for that obvious, hilarious joke."
Yes.
Yeah, because you're left with is that a dream sequence? Or did he
you don't know. It ends
body chemistry to.
I don't know.
It feels disjointed. It feels like what you said it was when you watch it.
Had he had the last shot being him waking up in a sweat, then it was a dream. But
Come with me, Paul.
So apparently is part of the story. So
if you want to do the classic, what is it, Jason in the lake at the end of the first Friday is a dream sequence.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to do that, and it's okay, it's a robot themed movie, she's that, the ending is cool. But if it's like this is actually happening, it's like what there's such interesting discussions because mythology. I'm randomly jumping here to Rob Schneider's The Hot Chick, which I will go to bat as saying has some real comic verve with some nice commitment from Rob.
It's me, Jessica. I'm in here.
And I always thought it was pretty damn funny. Rose above a bit the other ones. There was it's going to sound funny, Matteo, but there was a respect and consistency, even, yes, it's funny, to the goofball body swap. But you know what I'm trying to say is that even when it's something like that, you need to have some sort of thought process. This makes sense to me with what the story you told, because it's very, it's a romance. When we wait, I've got a robot. It's that type of story about the batteries not included. No, wait, she's dead and the robot's dead. Killed someone.
Yes, this is the equivalent of you're trying to paint a landscape and then 3 other people or 4 other people or however. I say, oh yeah, but let's add. I don't know, a castle here and this here and then this thing on the front and a pond and all your nice prepared thing goes to pieces because you add elements that they were not thought through when you started to do that movie. So probably had it been, there's been a petition to release the Wes Craven's cut, but probably it doesn't exist anymore. Of the original, how it was supposed to be. I'm sorry?
I think the people exist out there who are clamoring for the director's cut of Deadly Friend.
Yes, when it was supposed to be only Friend.
Sure.
We now return to
MaJaMa. Get out of here! Get back!
Well, I think it really comes down to a trust act because not always. For instance, we have a new Paul Thomas Anderson movie, one battle after another. And with these iconic names, I'm always very interested when it's like Paul Thomas Anderson, a name you have heard incessantly in the realm of cinema, whose name commands so much respect with classic film after classic film that are obsessed over, had his highest opening weekend ever with this movie. Do you know what it was? 22 million. Dude, there's been indie horror movies that rake up more than that. So maybe
the movie was called 22 million?
Maybe it doesn't always translate, but in this case, it's like, look, you guys need to have the foresight that if you do step back and let the artist take over, ideally, oftentimes, it's better for business.
Yeah, sure.
You will get a better business product if you trust your artist to actually deliver a vision. And similarly, don't ever trust a producer to do anything but give you money. There's a reason you're not in charge of the art. Go sit in your office, enjoy your family and your normal life, and kill yourself when you realize you can never do what we do as artists.
It's been rough on all of us.
it was just like what Alec Gillis told me from when they were shooting AVP, Alien versus Predator, that pretty much the order was, as long as it looks cool, let's do it. And yeah, sometimes it may be, but not necessarily, it's just they may clashing with either canon or whatever logic and stuff like that, but they were having these things.
I mean, yes, we have, it's always interesting when like an A24, let's say, gets massive critical praise and then the audience score tumbles down because it's kind of made for those hoity-toity intellectual types. It's a little too up its own ass. But I do think in general, this movie being a great example, like, trust Wes. You would have gotten a movie. Matteo, did this fall hard on its ass when it came out?
Yes.
Sorry, you were going to say?
It's one thing because at least you have him established with a few films before him. So it's like you can at least put a little bit more faith into him.
Yeah.
Put more faith into what you're putting your money into. But obviously, first time directors, writers, whatever, it's like I'm not gonna just roll the dice on this dude because he has a vision.
Well, I heard that Zach Kreger, because I feel like he came out the gate to movie 1 and movie 2, both hit with a wallop, got great fan love, great critic love, packed a wallop financially for what they were. I did hear that he got a lot of help from Jordan Peele with Barbarian. And granted, whitest kid not a juggernaut in the industry, but definitely out there. Zach may have had not a lot of people he knew. But it's curious to me that in coming right out the gate, both Barbarian and Weapons, and I'm going to say this objectively, even though I am a fan, massive critical love, massive fan love. Like I said, took a wallop financially with what the budgets were. And I'm like, it kind of feels like no one really... Like, how did you come out the gate and, like, no one touched it? You had your vision. It was seen as unique. It raked up financially. It got good reviews. It got the asses in seats. Zach, again, not even I am a fan, but almost looking at the objective check marks, 2 for 2 with just everyone's happy. I mean, my God, the grosses on Weapons for what its budget was. So it is interesting that sometimes these things seem to happen. But this is a great example of the impossible balance that movies need to be between art and commerce.
What?
Occasionally is even Jordan Peele, the first 3 movies did very, very good.
Yes.
And
I don't think we talk about the movies enough.
No one cares about this movie. It's about the ribald discussion about the culture surrounding it.
Who cares about that?
Well, there is a robot that cost $20,000 to make.
Oh, yes, but the robot's in for this much of the movie.
BB.
Looks awful.
BB. BB.
That's not fair.
No, it's very unappealing. His chest is a kitchen freezer. His head's a basketball. Just who cares?
The classic 50s B movie, his chest is a kitchen freezer.
It just was a kind of a boring design, boring voice. The fact that she started going bee at the end, like, what? Why?
Yes.
Also, can we say that, Matteo, there's examples of, like, Bond songs that are classic and iconic that open us up. But I think, honestly, the gauntlet has been laid down for the most catchiest, kick-ass end credits song. I mean, you guys would not believe just the orchestration, the catch, the musicality.
And he was voiced by Charles Fleischer.
Hashtag Fleischer.
Who is in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Please!
And he is...
Hide me, Eddie! Please!
So anyway, I did want to talk about the robot because was that always and only in the beginning element? Because it seems very weird. It sets us up like a kid and his robot.
Well, I believe so because if the thing is that he uses part of the chip of the robot to reanimate her.
This is stupid.
Because the robot has to be...
Yeah.
Why did Wes want to do this?
Did he want to?
I mean, for Christ's sake, he made Ever After.
Well, he disowned it.
It's just like Christmas. I get a mother and sisters in one day.
No.
He disowned it as much as the writer who eventually went to write better movies like Ghost.
Maybe when people get their thing that's going to be iconic, they should just vaporize into nothingness like the end of Infinity War.
Don't you think someone should say something?
Imagine, Wes, you're the creator of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And he's perfect. Oh my God, Kurt, you just released one good album. Blow your... Oh, that actually happened. But yeah, you know,
you need a cosmic entity.
You need a cosmic entity that says, hey, that's your thing. Maybe you're going to be a rare case, a Tarantino with De Niro, and you have several things that are your thing, but you, buddy, just this. And then, what is Wes's other beloved true hits other than The Nightmare?
Scream.
Oh, forgive me.
For instance.
Forgive me. Forgive me, the Juggernaut.
Cursed.
For instance.
But as far as we're talking...
Shocker. For instance.
Shocker kicked ass. But as far as the mega beloved juggernauts, is it mainly Scream and I'm talking about cream of the crowd. I'm not saying they're not good, but as far as the
I think that the Hills Have Eyes.
Oh yes.
And
Last House on the Left. You know what, Wes? I apologize. I've seen both of those and I forgot how iconic they were to the horror community.
What about the scene where he drugs his mom with like a ton of cocaine in her coffee?
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, he's like shoving it in.
Yes.
He doesn't even really try to mix it in. She's like bringing stuff over the table.
And she doesn't even
see
notice
a giant
it?
clump of powder floating on top of your coffee.
When they were trying to distract the parents and sneak out with a robot, did anyone get vibes of Bud the Chud? I got vibes of Bud the Chud. Where it's kind of like, what is this? I don't know.
I just don't understand why they couldn't be like, hey, we're going to go to a movie. Okay, bye, Mom.
Yes, no, we have to
drug
the mom for, say, the whole night.
Oh, I need some more coffee.
You know what's interesting? This movie doesn't seem like an overt flame-out piece of crap when you're watching it, but I have to say the lack of escalation throughout had me in that true boredom where I didn't care what happened.
Once you realize, okay, she's being taken over by the robot, she's learning to be human again, she's starting to just rely on her impulses versus any kind of sort of cognitive thought, and she's killing, but it's not like, doesn't ramp up.
I think, once again, I'm talking, it's all speculation because I don't think I will ever see the original cut, but if you have a story that is crafted in a way that it says this is a kind of like a love story, so it takes its time, it's going to be kind of like romantic-ish, even if it's morbid because she's a corpse, and it goes with it. If all of a sudden you say, no, you have to put some blood in between, of course there is a dissonance that keeps changing because you have a planned story with the spikes in the middle that distract you, and as entertaining as they might be, all of a sudden you may say, it seems...
this question has been asked, or maybe we did. Was Wes, the original script, before they put their dirty little fingers in it, Wes was genuinely attracted to the idea?
Apparently, yes.
He wanted to show he could do something different.
He wanted to do...
Well, I mean, again, I made a joke, Ever After, straight romance.
It was still kind of like a sci-fi more than a horror story because of the element of the robot and the reanimation. Once again, going back, much as Starman is a love story because between an alien and a
child,
Indiana Jones' first lover,
but don't
Karen
you think?
Allen.
Don't you think that?
Talking about Short Round.
Don't you think that?
That's the second.
This should have been an 80s sitcom. Yeah, they got to keep her away from the parents or keep her locked in the garage.
Oh my God, you did it.
Every episode she kills a neighbor. And you're like, oh my God, we got to clean up the mess and make it look like an accident.
Small wonder.
Yeah,
but a little...
yes.
Hold on, you actually did it, man. Because, like I said, you kind of are echoing what I'm saying about I would actually want this to be sleazier and like some weird science-esque corn dogs want to bang her afterwards. I think you got it.
You're pushing for. You were pushing for that.
Sounds like you're projecting that energy onto what people might want to see. I think you're right that what seems dissonance and not congealing together is the fact that you need more of the self-awareness of like she's in the kitchen now, Mom. Don't go in there. Oh, pour some in her coffee. Oh, she knocked out. Oh, she's... Yeah. But
totally it's a little bit wonky.
I'm thinking of you talking about how Kane Hodder embodies a certain physicality to Jason, or how the Kyotos have that test footage of teaching people how to walk as the clowns. I don't want to say she's a full flame out. She's not terrible, but that's what I think of with Christie's corpse motions. It's a little like, you guys remember in Super 8 when Elle Fanning's doing the zombie, even though that's actually not the best thing. She was doing it well in character, but she's kind of like a home movie like...
But this is a choice. That's a choice, you know? I think it's bad, but I don't think it's like, hey, I'm going to look as close to...
All right. Well, I guess that's what this is. The robot
strange
claws.
Because
there needs a little more pizzazz.
She has that, but then when, for instance, she goes to the padlock, her hand is normal.
Yeah.
Or when she relifts the people.
Yeah. For example, coming back once again, we should watch it. I love it. Frankenhooker. It works. Like in that case, it's goofy, it's Jim Carrey-esque, a great vibe. But you're right that I could see she's trying to echo the robot, but more of a distinctness in how she moved. It felt a little amateur. I'm not even saying that as a diss to Christy, the immortal first Buffy. But I don't know. I needed more of a distinct characterization of what she was turning into, because who gives a shit? You know? Well, who gives a shit?
You got that right.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
And why does the lead look like he's 47? And then we definitely know his friend from somewhere. We didn't figure it out. Is there anything else we missed?
Yes.
No, I don't think there is.
There was an hour and a half of a movie we didn't talk about.
I don't think. What else?
Scenes, stuff that happened.
What's going on around here, huh?
We talked about the vase squirting blood, which was pretty cool. We talked about the basketball head stomp. I mentioned her flying out of the window, which
I think
made
the
me
dad
cackle.
deserved a better death. She just strangled him at the end, like burn him, torture him, press his face against
Plus
the
fact
furnace.
that they hide him in. I mean, I understand that they have to find him, but they hide him into the coal when you have the furnace.
Yeah, primed and ready to go.
And
I don't like this movie.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly happy to discuss this because until today I had no idea it existed. But
Also, I think
didn't like it.
What was the kiss of death for me is when BB is shot to death. I felt nothing.
Yes.
I couldn't care.
Felt a little something. You know who we did feel something for? Little man in Heartbeeps. Is it Phil?
Why would you bring up Heartbeeps right now?
Remember Phil?
Let alone any time.
The little dude.
Oh.
We were sad that he was shutting down.
Oh, the little.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, yes.
Remember?
That's the same guy from the Love Boat?
The Love Boat.
Love train.
Let's
Nothing
leave.
else? Nothing else?
We don't
Let's express our feelings by throwing pieces of paper. This is a difficult one because oftentimes these things that are presented to me from Mateo's collection are really fun to talk about, but not so fun to watch. Let's see what Matthew does first. Let's observe him.
I'm gonna go with 4.
Okay. Now let's see what Mateo does.
I go the same. We say that we're not going to explain why we're voting what we're voting.
Shut your mouth.
4.
I'm doing 5 because honestly, who
Ew.
gives a shit?
Wow.
Who gives a shit? Wes made his mark with other stuff. He's got 57 iconic horror movies. He's fine. F this movie. I'm sorry. Screw this movie. Sorry.
MaJaMa.
I've been very good, though, considering how much I drop F-bombs. Guys, we're still in the middle of October, so I hope you are out there in a Halloween costume eating some candy corn while you watch this. And, as always, if you come back, we're going to be back on this paper-strewn couch again. I hope you liked, clicked, and subscribed. Do that to help the channel out. We love being here every week for you guys. And with Matthew and Tomas and Mateo in his button-down shirt, and me, by the way, Matthew put the jacket on us. We're both wearing a plain black shirt, and he was embarrassed. He hates living
I always put a second layer on.
But from all of us here on our couch to yours, this has undeniably been
no relation to your
jams.
decisions or how we look at each other.
You say that you're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah, we need a new.
This has undeniably been a
just
jam.
Scream! Stop watching.
Stop watching.
There, that's our new thing.
MaJaMa.